I used to oversleep and my mornings are usually very messy. In fact, messy is an understatement. I would set an alarm for 5:30 a.m. and guess what? I would eventually wake up at 5:30 a.m. but would eventually go back to sleep. I would wake up again after the 6 a.m. alarm prompts me. Eyes narrowly opened, my hands would instinctively swipe across the screen, switching off the alarm. Most times, it extends down to 8 a.m. before I am fully out. And usually, I set multiple alarms in a row to make sure I don't wake up too late. So you could imagine the number of alarms I would have switched off without even paying any attention. Everything on my mind at that particular time was, let's get back to sleep, boy. This is too noisy. And the strange thing is that even at 8 a.m. I still feel sleepy. But the only thing that makes me get up is the electrical impulse that runs through my body when I see the word 8 o'clock. At first, I blamed it on the stress of the day and on the zigzags that I experienced before going to bed. And guess what? Everything made sense to me because indeed I go through a lot before going to bed. Things developed on this tone and I had the perfect excuse for every single mess of my plan until I noticed something. What if I was actually principled? What if I was actually disciplined as I've always known myself to be? What if it was not all a lie? What if there was just this secret that I had not learned yet? And it is the reason I'm messing up my plans. Well, I figured out a plan to solve this. Why brainstorming? The idea is super simple. What you do the most in your conscious mode is what you are most likely to do when you become subconscious. Whenever you are unconscious, your subconscious takes up the job till your consciousness is restored. And this is what I employed to change my world. So the question I asked myself was, what importance do I place on reminders, do I place on alarms when I am still conscious? Because that is what will eventually determine how much I will value them when I'm in my subconscious mode, aka that is when I'm sleeping. So after a careful Q&A, I got the answers I needed, which were exactly what I needed to change my world. So what did I do? I changed my orientation concerning alarms and reminders. So I'll set an alarm in the afternoon when I'm most active, or set an alarm in the morning, clearly not so early in the morning, maybe around 10 a.m., 11 a.m. when I'm already doing my daily activities. So I would set alarms to do something, and so whenever it rings, I would instantly get up and do whatever it wants me to do as the task written there. So with this, I started teaching myself that whenever you hear an alarm rings, the next thing is to listen to it and do what it wants you to do instantly. And so after doing this repeatedly, my orientation changed and I was able to teach my subconscious self as well. You can only discipline your subconsciousness using your consciousness. And this is what I used. A super simple idea which you may know already but may not do deliberately. But if you're intentional about getting results, you have to be intentional about doing it. And finally, what did I do? I changed my alarm ringing tone. So I suggested that you change your alarm ringing tone since it rings every now and then without getting any attention from you. So chances are that your brain have already registered it as something of not much use to you. So you can change your alarm ringing tone and get a refreshing sound in place. The morning is an essential part of our day. It is the beginning. Our performance at that time will go some miles in determining what the rest of the day would look like. So every single second has to be treasured. And not just about getting our morning straight. There are many other areas where we need this knowledge. In tiring times as well as in vulnerable times, we need some level of courage which will not come easily. It is the habits and will that we have cultivated in our conscious moments that will come to our help during when we are weak. So it is not just about your mornings, it is about other areas of your life as well. If you have never cultivated strength in your entire life, then it won't be easy for you to find strength during vulnerable times. So this knowledge surpasses the area of just getting your money straight, of just taking charge of your monies. You know, someone once said, location is power, time is memories. That is, if you have taught yourself to do something at the same time every time you do it, then you have cultivated a separate source of energy for yourself, such that even when you are feeling tired, you will still be able to drive on, you'll still be able to push on, because what is driving you now is no longer seeing it as a daily activities. Have you ever thought of how we find it easy and we do not see it as a difficult task to actually brush our teeth every day? It's because we have been doing it over the past couple years of our life. So it is a type of thing that we have cultivated. It is an habit. So there is a separate source of energy empowering us to brush our teeth every single morning. It is no longer a tax because it has become part of us. There is a different energy. There's a different motivation. There's a different strength driving us. And this is what I want you to employ in your other activities. Try to create a separate source of energy for yourself such that even when you are weak, there is a different energy empowering you. It is more of like you have a power bank plugged to you, such that when your battery life is already reading 0, when you've hit the rock bottom of your life, there is a separate source of energy empowering you to drive on because you have disciplined yourself to do something a certain way every single time you do it. So if you're not going to remember anything from this video, one important thing I want you to remember, it is to react now while you are still conscious, the way you would want to react when you are in your subconscious mode. That is, develop and own now those habits you would love to see exhibit when you are no longer in control. This is the simple trick I learned to change my game, and it's actually paid off. Now, my mornings are not usually messed up as they used to be. My plans are not easily messed up without a reason for that. Thanks for watching this video so far. I really appreciate the time you spent. And here is a bonus for that. Knowing that your strategy could actually evolve over time is better than just sticking to one for the rest of your life. So I would be more glad to change these strategies if I figure out one that works better. Is there any trick you use to make your mornings productive? Let me know in the comment section. Until then guys, stay motivated, stay loved,